Alright, 8th graders, today we're going to talk about exponents. And you all know what exponents are. Just to review, in the expression 3 to the 5th power, the 3 is the base, and the 5 is the exponent. And we will be using that terminology. So write each product using exponents. We know that exponents just represent a large multiplication problem. So this is -7 multiplied 3 times. So the base is -7. The exponent is to the 3rd power. When you are using exponents and you have negatives, parentheses absolutely matter. The -7, if you want that to be to the 3rd power, you have to have it in parentheses. If you were to write this, that's only 7 to the 3rd power because the 3 is only on the 7. The negative is just a negative in general. So if it's 3 -7s, you have to use parentheses for your -7. If it's just 7 to the 3rd power and the whole thing is negative, just one negative, then it's -7 to the 3rd power without parentheses. On the next one, we have 2 pi's, so that's pi squared, and we have 4 r's, which would be r to the 4th. And on the last one, we have 0.3 times and x 2 times. So 3/10 to the 4th power x squared. Alright, and evaluating expressions. So here again, it's going to be really important to mind the parentheses so that you can tell what you're actually multiplying. It's also important to put parentheses in your calculator if they're on your paper. And if they're not on your paper, don't put the parentheses in. So here we have -2 to the 4th power, which means -2, -2, -2, -2, all multiplied together. So that gives us 4, that gives us 4, and 4 times 4 is 16. Now, -2 to the 4th power without parentheses looks different. It's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and there's just the one negative there. So this is -4, this is +4, and -4 times 4 would be -16. Alright, -5 squared. -5 times -5 gives us 25. And then -5 to the 2nd power is 5 times 5 with one little negative, and that gives us -25. Alright, and the last set of problems are order of operations, where we do exponents, parentheses first, but there aren't any exponents. 3 to the 4th power is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is 9 times 9, which is 81. So 3 plus 2 times 81. Then we multiply before we add. 2 times 81 is 162. 3 plus 162 is 165. On the next one, 3 to the 3rd power, 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Minus 8 times 8 is 64. And that's a divide by 2. So I have to divide before I subtract. So 64 divided by 2 is 32. 27 minus 32 is negative 5. And the last one, negative 2 to the 5th power. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 would be 32. And that one little negative is out there. And that's times 0.5. Half of negative 32 is negative 16. Alright. In sphering, a person is secured inside a small hollow sphere that is surrounded by a larger sphere. The space between the spheres is inflated with air. What is the volume of the inflated space? The volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Use 3.14 for pi. So, we're going to find the volume of the large sphere, and then we're going to find the volume of the small sphere, and we want all of this space in here, so we're going to subtract it out. So the volume of the large sphere, here we have a diameter of 3, so the radius would be 1.5. So we do 4/3 pi times 1.5 to the 3rd power. And when we do that, we get 14.13 if we use 3.14 for pi. The radius here would be 1, so 4/3 pi times 1 cubed. And on that one we get 4.19. So we subtract the 2 and we get 9.94 meters cubed for the volume of the space inside the two, where the air is inside the two spheres. Alright, here you have some problems to try for homework. I think the first 4 are really simple. On 5, 6, and 7, you need to at least write out, and you can use a calculator, but you need to at least write out what this means. So 10 to the 3rd power means 10 times 10 times 10, so that I know if you didn't have a calculator, you could do this. 8 and 9 are order of operations problems. On number 9, you'll remember that this means absolute value. So at the very end of that problem, you're going to have a positive answer because of the absolute value. Excuse me. And on number 10, a foam toy is 2 inches wide. It doubles in size. So that means we have times 2 every minute that it's in the water. And we want to know after 5 minutes what would the width be. So it multiplied itself by 2 5 times. Alright, make sure your homework is done for tomorrow. Have a great night.